What's up, YouTube? Thank you, everybody, for all the love and support, likes, comments, everything. I see it. It's going up by the day, and I appreciate it genuinely. We're just going to continue and keep this ball rolling as far as we can. The content's not going to stop, but I just appreciate everybody that had anything to do with boosting these numbers. Today's video is going to be a little bit different than what I've done so far. This is going to be my first unboxing. Haven't done one yet. This one's going to be from Mainstream Comics. Shout out to Mystery Dave in Mainstream, and it's located in Las Vegas. It's an absolutely phenomenal shop. Haven't been there in person, but just dealing with Mystery Dave, he's one of the most captivating individuals that I've come across in terms of just a great person, and coupled with the way that he treats people that are getting things from them. It's like you're part of the family. So much so that I'm located a couple 100 miles away. I'd rather go to his shop online, pay for shipping to get necessarily the same book that I could go 5 minutes down the road and I could grab it there. I came across them during the pandemic when it first started. My local LCSs all had shut down during that time, and what happened was I needed to look for an alternative. So I started looking online. Randomly just came across them, and then the rest is history. From the very first time that I made a purchase with them, I could just feel, it was just a different feeling. It was what I was looking for in my local LCS, and it was perfect timing with everything that was going on with the pandemic, that it just kind of, it blended, and it was great, and it's been amazing ever since. I feel like I'm part of their family, and our community that he has grown, that's a whole separate topic, but he's building something special over there, and I'll always be a returning customer. Today's box was a mystery holiday box. Now what happened was there was 12 people that participated in an exchange, and then they had a chance to get a box, and then this is one of the boxes. Now, if you ever get anything from them, what happens is you get a print. You're guaranteed a print in every box, and then typically you get like 7 comics. You'll get a first comic. You'll get a premium cover. You get a couple other things, but as guarantees. One of the things is a print. Now, I'm an OG, that means you have 10 unique orders, and then so you get one perk every month. For this box, it came with 2 prints actually that were both OG prints. And that's just gonna go, you know, you put those up in the man cave, you get them behind a nice border or, you know, stuff like that, and it's gonna look great. The first book here is Hawkeye #2. The new Kate Bishop series. I haven't checked that out, but I'm gonna have to check it out. I haven't started opening this box. I cracked it open, but I didn't look at the contents inside the box. So everything that you see right now is gonna be just a live reaction. This Hawkeye series, I haven't checked it out. I haven't really heard much about it. It's the second, and it's also a variant. So it's definitely cool. You got the new Hawkeye series that just came out. It started off pretty slow, but it ended up taking off towards the end there, and then the finale was absolutely astounding. With our next book here, you have, seems like Hellboy #3. Now, I don't know if this is a newer series or if this is a redo of one of the old series. It says Mike Magnolia. This looks intriguing, and I'm definitely a Hellboy fan. So I'm definitely going to take a look at that. I love reading all stuff that I get in their boxes. He always packs it with, worst case scenario, you're going to get your value back. And then on the back end of that as well, it's like you just get cool stuff like this one right here, Righteous Thirst for Vengeance. Now this is a new series that is recently, I believe they're on the 3rd or 4th issue right now. I've only gotten up to reading the second one, and it's absolutely phenomenal. You have, not many comics have pulled me in like this book. So that's cool, that's in there. I already have a copy. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna use this as a reader, or I'm gonna use the other one. Like if the other one's a second print, I'll use that second print as a reader or vice versa, because I think this one's a first print. So this is going up. I'm on the second one. I'm gonna tell you, they don't have many dialogue in there, but the panels are nuts. That book is actually going to be featured in my very next video, so stay tuned for that one. The very next book here we have, now this is a cool cover. If that's not a cool cover, I don't know what it is. I told you this is going to be live reactions here. This is the Trials of Magneto number 5. It's a variant cover. You can see that up in the corner there. Now this book, I haven't checked out the Trials of Magneto, so I'm slipping a little bit there. But this cover is absolutely sick. So what happens is when he throws in stuff like this, I'm gonna probably end up reading that. I'm gonna like it, and then I'm gonna end up going back and reading issues 1, 2, 3, and 4. It happens all the time. He's got me hooked on the Fantastic Four series before he threw a book into one of the boxes. And when I originally started getting stuff, I really didn't mess with the Fantastic Four. So he introduced me there, and then next thing you know, now I'm picking up minor keys and this, that, and the third left and right from the old, old runs and from new stuff. You got, oh, look at this. Darth Vader Knight. I love some Star Wars. You saw in that last video, I had the Star Wars shirt on. Boba Fett series is out right now. Darth Vader 19. I could dig that for sure. Now, actually, it's funny. This is funny. So again, this wasn't pre-set up or anything like that, but you just have to stay tuned for that next video, because this is an Iron Man book, Iron Man 15. Amazing cover, but I'm gonna get into Iron Man in that next video as well. So it's a random coincidence that I have 2 books in here that could be topics in that next video. But this is definitely a cool cover. It looks like it's a variant. I was looking pretty hard just to see if it was a variant. But we know it's a virgin cover because it doesn't have anything up on the top, at least I believe. It does say Iron Man right there, but I don't know. I'm not sure if that's a virgin because of that. I've never seen a virgin say anything on it, but I could be wrong. This next one, we have Wonder Woman. I'm not familiar. Unfortunately, I really haven't gotten into Wonder Woman. As of late, I'm not a big DC guy. Everybody's leaning towards Marvel everything now, and it's like DC's content, the writers are just pumping out, in my opinion, what is like just not really good content. So I kind of try to stick away from DC currently. It's unfortunate. Batman is one of my favorite, if not my favorite characters. So to have him in there and me not paying attention to it, it really doesn't make sense in my head, but that's just how it's gone over the last few years. Now this next book, I don't know what this is. You have The New Age of Heroes, The Terrifics, number 4. And see, I love and hate when I get a book like this because, like I said, I'm probably going to read this very soon, within the next day or so. What's going to happen is I'm probably going to fall in love with this book, and that means I'm going to have to get number 1, 2, and 3 for this. So now I'm going to have 7 books that I'm going to have to go read. So that's a good thing. It's always a good thing. I love reading them. That's a cool thing about doing at least mystery boxes from him is like, and mainstream comics in general, is you just get a variety. The variety is great. If you're looking to resell or something like that, mystery boxes aren't what you're gonna want to get into. If you're looking for an overhead where you're gonna pay $35 for a mystery box and you're gonna get $150 in content, that's not what a mystery box is all about. For me, what the mystery box is about is reading the comic books. And with him, you get such a variety that you're gonna read them. And when you read them, you're gonna probably get hooked on at least one of the series out of the 7 because you're gonna have 7 books in there. So, like if you look right here, we have The Terrifics, that's 1. Wonder Woman, that's 2. Iron Man, that's 3. Darth Vader, that's 4. Trials of Magneto, that's 5. A Righteous Thirst for Vengeance, that's number 6. Hellboy 3, that's number 7. The Hawkeye number 2, that's number 8. And it looks like there's still a couple books in here. And I believe this box was, I want to say, valued at $30 or $35. And there's actually 1, 2, 3, 4. There's actually 5 more books in here. So I didn't see what the bottom ones were, but I see what the top one is. So I'm just going to flip the bottom over so you see a live reaction. And now this actually is amazing. Darkhold Spider-Man number 1. Now, I heard about this series, haven't gotten into it, but I definitely wanted to check this out, and here it is. So that's really what these mystery boxes are about. You get to see some variety, and you might get intrigued in something in a direction where, you normally might have not went in that direction. This one is going to be Wonder Comics Young Justice number 11. I have never heard of this series, so I apologize to everybody. I don't know what this is about. I literally know no information about this. It says Bendis, so I'm assuming it's Brian Michael Bendis. Now, if that's Brian Michael Bendis, because it just says Bendis, but I'm assuming if that is, that's going to be a reason alone just for me to pop that open, and I'm going to take a look at it. And I'm assuming it is. So that one's a keep. So far, there has not been one mediocre book in this box. It's been all above average. Which gets me to the next book. And what is it? It's a Wolverine. Now, this series is very underrated. Now, this cover is actually really sick, too. You have a deep monster from the ocean looking like he's about to come up and get a little zoom there, about to grab Wolverine. This Wolverine series has been really, really decent. I'm missing a few of the issues, but I think I have issues 12 to 19, and I'm missing like one in there. Like I might be missing number 14. It's not the greatest series that's ever been written, but it's enough to get you to go back, and that's what it's all about in a lot of cases. Now this next one, this is absolutely disgusting in a good way. You got Daredevil, number 24. And that, just look at that. That's a phenomenal cover. So far, if somebody doesn't like that, and then I get to the last book, and wow. Now, he put on there first appearance of the Max. Now, he is a very huge fan of the Max, and this is random that I got this because I've never read a book at all, period, with the Max in it. So I'm always up for new content and reading. Years ago when I was a kid, when I got into comics, it's like the reason why I got into comics, I actually liked reading as a kid. Most kids don't like to read. For the most part, I sat there and I read stuff. And back then, it's like in the 90s, when I was 7 years old, 8 years old, when I first picked up that first one, I believe I was 8, and it was an X-Men Annual number 4. That's actually going to be featured in a future video, so keep your eyes out for that video as well. But that was the first book that I picked up, and when I picked it up, you had Nightcrawler, and it's funny because, you know, us as collectors, what happens is, my taste as a kid, I was X-Men, X-Men, X-Men. Now as an adult, I have barely even read X-Men stuff, so it's kind of funny. It might be, you know, maybe I have to get back into it, but your taste is going to change, and that's okay. Some people fall out, and they want to try to go in a different direction. You get bored as a collector sometimes, and you got to find new and intriguing ways to collect. And just checking out different content is what it's all about. Maybe you find a new person on YouTube or things of that nature that might get you in a different direction that you never went into before. And that's what it's about. As a collector, why I started this channel is I just want to get more eyes and ears focused in the comic community, because it's an amazing community and we need to get more people into it. Which gets me into my final topic, because that's our whole box there. And we have a couple of different people. You got George Perez and Ty Templeton. Both of them writers, made some of the stories that you love and things that we pick up all the time from. With Ty, you have the Batman Adventures. You had their first appearance of Harley Quinn, things of that nature. With George Perez, just iconic in every avenue. And both of them have, it's been said that they both have cancer. So I just want to take a time to at least mention them, and hopefully everything goes smooth with that and they beat it. With George, I think his is a little bit more advanced. And then with Ty, you could just hope for the best. It's been a rough year, but this channel, we're always going to try to promote things for better and things of that nature. There's a lot of rough stuff going on right now, but I'm just here to try to make everybody a little bit happier and just see what happens. Thank you for watching the videos. Please like and subscribe if you haven't. And then if you have, keep coming back, because the content's going to keep coming. Let's keep this ball rolling again.